There is a couple of things in here to talk about that are interesting, which I mean, most of these things that were interesting were announced a little bit in advance of the Solicits, but, we'll just talk about them when they come up in the Solicits, because, why not? So, starting off, the first thing, I opened up the Solicits earlier, and I saw Poison Ivy was first. I'm like, why is Poison Ivy? That's a weird book to put at the top of the list. Something important must be happening. That is because it is the lead-in to a Batman crossover that is happening. Now, most of it we don't have in details yet, because most of it's happening in September, maybe October. I don't know how long it's going to last. But the lead into it is Poison Ivy 47, which is here, and also on the same day, a one-shot called Batman Bad Seeds Sunset issue 1. So Bad Seeds is the name of the crossover. G. Willow Wilson and Matt Fraction are the sort of the main writers of this crossover, but all of the individual books that are sort of drawn into it will be obviously by their normal teams, I expect. Now, it's unclear right now what the main chapters are going to be in terms of the books. Is it just going to be issues of Batman and Poison Ivy? Is there like a miniseries? The fact that there's a one-shot called Batman Bad Seeds Sunset issue 1 makes me think it's going to do that thing where there's a one-shot at the start and the end, but the middle of it's just the crossover issues.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
So, yeah, because it says Poison Ivy 47 is the prelude, and then Bad Seeds. So that would make me guess that then it would go Batman and then Ivy. So, and then it'll probably end with a sunrise if they're using sunset as the kickoff.
You would assume, yeah. Which, but I wonder, like, if it's only going to be 1 month, though, I don't imagine just one Batman and one Poison Ivy is going to be enough. At least 2 months. You would maybe think,
I would think,
because then you'd have 2 issues Batman, 2 issues of Poison Ivy, and then a one shot either, right? So that'd be like a 6 issue series at that point,
right? So
that would sound about right. But
so I just scroll down to Batman, and it's definitely stuff for September, so we'll know. Yeah. I think we'll know by the next time. Yeah,
because this one shot's at the end of August. This is right at the end, so this is setting stuff up for September. And it did say on the article, though, that was separate from the Solicits, it did say that Nightwing, Batgirl, Harley Quinn, all the Bat books are all going to be sort of feeling the effects of this crossover in some way. Now, how much they're going to tie in? Is it just going to be a case of like, oh, this is going on and it's going to be referenced, or is it going to be full on? It feels like an important chapter of the crossover. That remains to be seen. But, we are reading most of those books. I mean, I think the only one that stuck out when I read the list was Harley Quinn. I was like, yeah, we could unless they tell me it's essential for the story, I'm probably still going to skip that one.
Unless they say, like, it's part 3 of Bad Seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I'm reading a couple issues of Poison Ivy. No.
Yeah, because this Bad Seeds Sunset #1 is Fraction and Willow Wilson.
Yes.
G. Willow Wilson. So...
I don't know if I'll feel compelled to read the lead-in Poison Ivy issue, but I suspect the ones during the crossover I'll definitely read, because it feels like they'll probably be main chapters. But so the only real interesting thing about this, one, the premise is kind of cool. It's basically it's like all the power in Gotham goes out as the sun goes down, and obviously Poison Ivy's kind of become the villain as the mayor here. That's kind of
a wild card.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat premise. But the other interesting thing for me is that this is actually overlapping quite heavily with the Superman crossover that's happening at the same time. So it's just kind of weird that both the Bat family and the Super family are both doing crossover-y things at the same time. Now, admittedly, the Superman one's a little bit more strict, and that one is very much, this issue is part 1, this issue is part 2, this issue is part 3. Whereas this one, it sounds like it's going to be like, no, a lot of the other books are more like, they're tie-ins, they're not main chapters, but we'll see how that plays out. I mean, I can read the solicit for the one shot here just to get a sense of the plot. Gotham City's new mayor, Pamela Isley, deserted by her allies, both political and arcane, is about to make a last-ditch power play that will leave Gotham decimated by daylight. Having already declared war on the Bat family and flooded the streets with his private paramilitarized police army, Police Commissioner Vandal Savage sees an opportunity to solve 2 problems at once. Storylines converge in Batman Bad Seeds, a Gotham City event spawning the long, dark night in Gotham that threatens to turn the entire city into a hostile world of prehistoric plant life like anything before ever seen on Earth in a millennia, at a time when its greatest heroes are haunted and in hiding. Sorry, Hunted and in Hiding. Hunted still works, but Hunted and in
It
Hiding.
does.
I mean, it sounds neat. I like. Do I like about a crossover like this? I like that this isn't, and this is not to throw shade on the Superman one, which I'm hoping I'll still enjoy. But I like that this one, all of the building blocks that are turning it into a storyline, we already recognize from the stories that are going. Like, all this stuff feels like it's coming straight out of Batman and Poison Ivy right now. Like, we've already been reading the build-up of the state of Gotham and the fact that the bats are hiding and Poison Ivy's mayor. All that stuff's been there.
I feel like the Batman editor does overtime work to make all this stuff happen, you know, to make it feel like a big interwoven patchwork. You know, you don't need to read all of the stuff, but it helps, you know. It gives it that sense. So when it is time to do a thing like this, you know, you've been hearing me talk about Ivy. So even if you haven't read it, you're a bit familiar with it.
Yeah.
So it all just and it helps that Fraction's telling the story of Gotham as well in Batman. And we've kind of spread it around. So now when it's time to do this, it feels natural.
Yeah, and I think this type of, like, it feels very much like the continuity's been building to it in some way. Is very much, it reminds me of the era of like the 90s and 2000s Batman, where it felt like, you know, we go through Cataclysm to No Man's Land to, you know, New Gotham, and then, you know, like war games, Fugitive Murder. Like, you know, it felt like there was this constant through line of like an ongoing Gotham universe, right, within everything. And this type of crossover makes me think of that, and I'm very fond of that era. I've not even read all of it, but there's like a mystique to that era and how well it felt like everything was like kind of mapped out together that really appeals to me. So, you know, I'm down for this by and large. So, cool. So yeah, so Poison Ivy 47 is the lead-in issue. Sunset issue 1 is the one shot kicking off the crossover properly. And that's both at the end of August, so September's when the real... Well, it begins on the one shot, I suppose, but you know what I mean, the rest of the crossovers in September. All right, Absolute Batman, issue 23. Are they doing Clayface? Is that Absolute Clayface I'm seeing, like, suggestions of? On the cover?
Maybe it's saying Batman versus Batman in there, so I would guess.
And he looks very clay-like, and there's like clay splashing up, as far as I can tell. Ooh. Then we got Absolute Catwoman issue 3. So yep, obviously we're waiting on the first issue of that to see how it is. Absolute Green Arrow issue 4. So yep, we'll see how that is.
Very excited at that one. With how that kicks off the solicit. So curious to see how this plays out.
Oh, I even look at it yet. Yes. Batman's excited for Absolute Grundy, so we'll see how that goes. We got Absolute Superman issue 22. And this is apparently where the big Brainiac storyline we've been building up to kicks off, so that's neat.
So we get Absolute Metallo here as well, so it's a man with kryptonite in his veins.
Yeah, and the Solicits hyping up issue 25. So this is issue 22, but they're hyping up issue 25 as a big game-changing chapter. So I wonder if something big's revealed or someone died, you know, Lois dies or something in issue 25, whatever.
Don't do that. We already lost Gordon. I'm not losing Lois.
That's what I'm saying, though. If Batman can lose Gordon, like, Superman can lose anyone. It's absolute.
Oh, man.
Forget about it, Jake. It's Absolute Town.
Absolute Town. If that's not the title, I don't know what now.
Then we get Absolute Wonder Woman issue 23. So which starts with Absolute Ares is here. So yeah, we're doing Ares and Absolute Wonder Woman, as we knew we'd get to him eventually, but
but I'm wondering how this plays off, because we know how in with the goddesses she is. And, you know, she wears that helm that's very reminiscent of this Ares here, right? So I wonder if their relationship's a little bit different than what we're expecting.
I mean, we'll find out. We got Absolute Flash issue 18. So neat. And that also is teasing characters that, you know, are new to the Absolute universe. I won't spoil which. Then we got Absolute Green Lantern issue 17. And no, this doesn't necessarily tease any characters per se, but it does say no one escapes. And my mind immediately said the Manhunters. Now, it doesn't actually say Manhunters. It doesn't say that. It just says no one escapes.
No, but go ahead and look at the cover. Look at a closer look at the cover. And there's some very Manhunter-y iconography there. So I would not be surprised if there's some in there.
Yes, curious. Then we got Next Level one-shot issue 1. So this one-shot about Deadshot that we talked about in the news a week or two ago. I did see some chatter online. People were wondering where some of these Next Level books that were supposed to come out in the summer are, because this is the August Solicits, in September we're into autumn. And I think people are starting to think that maybe this one-shot is going to set the stage for all these other books that are going to launch.
For all the other ones. Yeah.
That would make some sense, indeed. Stuff like Doom Patrol, Legion of Superheroes, some of the other ones that I don't remember off the top of my head. So that's the Next Level one-shot, and then we got Lobo issue 6. We got Barbara Gordon Breakout issue 4. We got Batwoman issue 6, which notably has Jeffrey Spokes on the art on that issue. So that's interesting. We have The Dead Man issue 3. We got The Fury of Firestorm issue 5, which is teasing some Hawkman, which I'm sure you're pleased by.
There's that cover too. It's got Firestorm being like bisected down the middle by a line, and one half is like Silver Agey flat art, and the other side is like newer with Firehawk, and then the flat art has the old school looking Hawkman, and it's just a great cover.
It's basically the two art styles that have been in the book when they've been doing the flashbacks versus like the modern apocalyptic looking stuff. It's that, but split down the middle. Yeah,
it's so good, and it's the way that it goes into each other as well. I'm really loving that book.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's been a complete win. Then we got Zatanna issue 5, Solicited, Deathstroke the Terminator issue 6, and that's all the Next Level books wrapped up. Then we got Batman issue 12. Presumably wrapping up what it's been doing before they cross over. I mean, not that it has to like finish things off or anything, but just give it a neat kind of issue to leave that stuff on before it gets preoccupied with other stuff for a little bit. So that's cool. We got Detective Comics 1112, which is this is I think finishing the arc that they're currently doing. So we'll see how that goes. No cover for that one yet. Well, there is one varied, but you know what I mean. There's no the main cover.
No main cover.
Then we got Nightwing 141, which is continuing this Dan Watters and Dennis Cowan run. So that's cool. I'm excited to talk about that issue that we got today later. Some nice covers for the looks of it on that one as well.
Yeah.
We got Catwoman issue 90, continuing that run. And then we got Harley Quinn 65. That just keeps surviving, no matter how much we don't seem to pay attention to it. Yep. Also, is that cover for Harley Quinn? Are they doing like a weird take on the Hal having all the rings cover?
It has to, because that's the only thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird though, because it's not rings; it's all these other characters that are all dangling on her fingers.
Yeah.
But hey, funny. Batgirl issue 22.
Where are those blossoms? That's not a good sign.
She also looks like she's like taking her head off. I mean, it's just her mask technically, but it looks it looks like you're going to put a decapitation in a cartoon, but you can't show the blood, so you replace it with flower petals instead. That's what it looks like. I
got Steven Segovia on art here too.
Oh, that's nice. I'm not mad at that. That's cool. Wonder Woman issue 36. This is more of the fill-in story with Stephanie Williams and Clayton Henry. And then we got Supergirl issue 16, which notably this is Kingdom of Zod part 1. So this is the crossover we were talking about earlier. We talked about this when it popped up in the news a couple of weeks ago. So Supergirl 16 is part 1, and then part 2 is Action Comics 1101. And then part 3 is Superman Unlimited issue 16. And then part 4 is Superman 41. And that's it for August, but that's only about half of the story. I believe there's another month's worth in September. So
and it's got a gatefold cover, not a gatefold, but like where you put the all the covers together, and it would be really cool, but it's Gillum March. So now I'm mad.
That was really funny. It's like you were getting ready to praise it, but then you went, but it's Gillum March, so I'm not happy. That's pretty funny.
Like some of the stuff is good, and then some of it is just like, man, like his Superboy Prime just looks like a corpse. Like,
all right. So that's the Super books. So they were very quick to talk about because it's all the one thing. Then we got Justice League Unlimited issue 22. So that's soldiering on. Green Lantern issue 38.
Titers, Drive-ins, and Death. I love that.
It's very pulpy. I do like how pulpy it is.
Well, so we have a show called Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives with Guy Fieri, and I feel that's what that's tracking on. But it's still it's still very pulpy.
That's fair. I do like that on the cover. Odyssey's got a little diner hat on, like she's a waitress. I think that's a nice little touch there to sell the vibe. Green Lantern Corps issue 19 is next, with a cover that's just line work right now. It's not been quite finished in time for the solicits, which fair enough. Play at time. The Flash issue 36. Wally's in Metropolis.
Yeah. Hanging out on the Daily Planet Globe, which, I know he's the fastest man alive, but how he get up there?
He runs up buildings.
Yeah, sure, but I don't know. Not a place to relax, I would think.
Oh, no, he runs up buildings. It just is true. I mean, there's nothing weird about it. We see him run up buildings all the time. Why not? It's a symbolic thing, right? You want to set up in the... Because, I mean, he sees Superman hang up all here all the time. He's like, oh, must be peaceful. I'm going to go up there and take a break from the world. So we got New Titans issue 38. Notably here, Static is in the issue. Perhaps even join the team full time. We'll find out, I suppose. But that's there. We got JSA issue 22, continuing Lemire's run. We have Emperor Aquaman issue 20, so that's continuing on. We got Adventures of Superman, Book of L issue 11. So penultimate issue of that one. And then we got Batman Superman World's Finest issue 54, which is baseball themed, apparently.
That was a fun cover, yeah.
Yeah, Superman's batting, Batman's catching, and then for some reason Etrigan's the umpire. So
yep,
good luck.
Although this tells me that Superman and Batman are not on the same team. Because if Superman's batting, he's on the opposite team.
I think, but do you really think this is also suggesting that Etrigan's the referee of the issue, Matt?
Maybe if they're in hell.
No, it's not. This is just a fun idea for a cover. They want to show them all together. This is just how they're doing it. That's it. Right? This is not suggesting some kind of rivalry beyond the normal one anyway. Clayface Celebrity Dirt issue 2. So... Yep. That was obviously something that was announced last month. We'll find out how that is soon. Here's the other big announcement of the month. Actually, is Batman and Robin Year 1 Dynamic Duos issue 1. So positive out the way first. Mark Waid, Chris Samney, more Batman and Robin Year 1. Great. Negative. Why didn't you just call it Year 2? What is this stupid title?
Well, we got to get dynamic duos in there instead of
We'll just call it Batman and Robin Dynamic Duos and just say it's a sequel to Year 1. Like Batman and Robin Year 1 Dynamic Duos is such a stupid title.
Yeah. Also, why is it dynamic duos?
I'll trust them on that. I'm going to assume that stuff's in the plot that'll justify that. I'm going to assume that there's either another team, maybe a team of villains, perhaps, maybe another team of heroes helps. Maybe they team up with like Flash and Kid Flash or something. I don't know. But regardless of what the reason is, I just like having multiple, like having both a colon and a dash in your title is just always clunky, right? It just always feels weird. So yeah, but that's like a minor quibble, all things considered. I'll make fun of the title a little bit every time I say it, but other than that, very excited. This was Mark Waid's best work at DC in the last few years, by a fair margin actually. So I am pumped for more of the same art team as well as excellent news. So Good stuff. So that starts off in August. And then we got DC Sonic the Hedgehog Metal Legion issue 4. For some reason, there's one trade in the middle of Solicits here. We're not actually at the trade yet, but End of Life Volume 1 is here. The only notable thing here really is that this is issues 1 to 6, and then there's an issue 7 solicited a little bit down the line. So it's not the end of the book, it's more than just a 6-issue book. Presumably at least a 12 issue so they can have 2 trades, I would assume. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously we both very quickly jumped off that one, but worth mentioning. We do have a new Vertigo issue 1 though, and it is one of note, one that I'm interested in, and that is Black Tower, The Raving Conspiracy issue 1, written by Ram V and art by Mike Perkins.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you had me at Ram V, but then you added Mike Perkins, and I'm like, okay, give it to me.
And they're doing a proper Vertigo book together after their wonderful Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
let me read the text for this one. This is a new thingamajig. So, Occult warfare is fantasy, or is that what you want you to think? 23-year-old Darren Burrows out of
Audubon.
Audubon? Is that a real place?
Yep. Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Audubon, PA.
Audubon, PA, is a gifted rookie sent under the guise of a diplomatic aide to train with Division 9, an obscure, outdated, and easily dismissed arm of British intelligence that specialises in dealing with paranormal incidents. In the right sort of spy circles, they're known by a different, more feared name, Black Tower. So, and then it goes on to say, it's 2026, and in the age of cyber warfare and drone strikes, someone is plotting to steal the head of a giant king to break a centuries-old ward that has kept invading forces out of Britain. Magic and espionage collide as the Black Tower's band of misfits, led by the enigmatic Alistair Romeo, delves into a maelstrom of spells and silencers, working against time and in the shadows to fight the esoteric battles bubbling under the surface of our visible wars. Yeah, all right. I didn't.
Sweet.
I didn't need to read any of that, to be honest. I was in anyway, but sure, we can do that. I'm fine with it.
It feels like somehow it's a companion to some of the stuff Titan's done with like Department of Truth and along that. And I know that Ram V came up, with Titan on like Justice League Dark and stuff. But then it also feels like a continuation of what was his team that we got?
The Vigil.
The Vigil also feels like an extension of that. So I'm very much into this. This is whatever this premise is, a lot of weird. When they said the head of a giant king, I was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the magic stuff doesn't necessarily inherently appeal to me, but I'm pretty trusting that the tone and style of this is going to make it very palpable for me. So. So that's Black Tower, The Raving Conspiracy, coming in August. So that's cool. And then some more vertical books here. 100 Bullets, The US of Anger, issue 2. Bleeding Hearts, issue 7. So again, that's also going beyond that 6-issue mark. Then there's End of Life 7, which we mentioned before. We have Dark Knights of Steel 2, issue 2. So we knew that was coming. So we'll see how that goes. And we're into the Elseworlds here, as that kind of led us into. We got Supergirl Survive, issue 3. So we're waiting on the first one of those to see how that is. Same with Superman Father of Tomorrow, although we're very close to that. I think that first issue, that's next week, I think.
Yeah, we had previews in the back of this week's books.
Yeah, I didn't really look at them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And then there's some facsimile editions, which I'll just skim past.
Ooh, the First Legion? Adventure Comics 247? That's cool.
Is it?
For me.
Anyway, so trades-wise, we have Kanga Yu, Tricks and Transformation, softcover. That's one of your young adult graphic novels with lots of kangaroos. Then we got Birds of Prey Origins, softcover, again, another young adult book. Which, it looks like a sort of teenage take on the Birds of Prey, including Harley, right? So the main three are there, but also Harley, just to...
And, we got Helena, Babs, What else is supposed to be there? Oh, Dinah. Which one's Dinah? Is Dinah wearing it with the dark hair?
I'm assuming that's just Dinah with the blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Dinah, not always, but sometimes in the modern outfits has a bit of blue in her outfit, so I think that's why they went with the blue colour scheme.
Now that checks out.
Yeah, because Huntress has got the purple dress on, Harley just basically looks like Harley, and Babs looks like Babs, so easy enough. There you go, You're a Superhero hardcover, another young adult book. And then we're at the collections, which is Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 3, Season of the Witch, which is issues 15 to 20, and the annual issue 1, soft cover of that as well. Then there's a Kingdom Come 30th Anniversary Deluxe hardcover, which is a very good Mark Waid story with Alex Ross art, which makes you feel epic as shit. Admittedly, I think I prefer the other book that Alex Ross did called Justice, which I know seems like sacrilege because that's not Mark Waid, but I do think it hit me a bit more back when I read both of them.
I don't think I've ever actually read Justice all the way through. I know I've looked at the art. I think I had an art book. Or just like the art of Justice. I don't think I actually read it.
Oh, it's a gorgeous book. And then we got Animal Man by Grant Morrison, Book 1, new printing, the first half of his run, and softcover. Then we got DC's Finest, Green Lantern Setting Up Shop softcover, which is Green Lantern issues 201 to 206, and then Green Lantern Corps 206 to 219. Oh yeah, so that's actually the same book technically, they just retitled it. That's why it's kind of kicks off with the same numbering, I think. So it's from that era. There's some Alan Moore in there, Kurt Busiek, Mike Carlin, Joey Calveri. So yeah, they're just doing big chunks of a history with these DC's Finest books. Speaking of DC Finest horror, Where Dead Men Walk. I can't say I know what this is, if I'm honest. This is House of Secrets, House of Mystery, Witching Hour, The Unexpected, yeah. So yeah, if you like your
those old horror books.
Yeah, if you like your supernatural corner of DC, this seems like a batch of that from a certain era. And then we got Batman, Harley and Ivy, DC Compact Comics Edition. So this is the Paul Dini stuff. 3-issue miniseries, then some one-shots, that kind of thing. So that's cool. Then we got Swamp Thing, the Anatomy Lesson DC Compact Edition. And this is actually, I think, basically just the first Alan Moore volume, but with a different name for the compact version. So that's there. And then we got Nothing But Nightwing Volume 1. I don't know what this is, actually. Is this a...
It's a Go. So it's
it's like one of those digital first books. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But it's spelled with 2 T's, guys. So that's why I chuckled.
Ah, okay, very good. I even noticed that. I guess my mind just is like, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? And yes, of course, he has turned around on the cover, in case any inquiring minds would like to know. Then we got Renaissance of Raven softcover. Is this another?
Seems like no. This is probably a young adult, it looks like, by Sign of Grace.
I think it is a young adult, but it's just weird that it's here, because all the other young adult books were at the start of the collections, so that's weird.
They say the Ringo Award-winning Teen Titans Romantasy epic is here. So absolutely not for me, but I'm glad it's here.
I mean, the next one's also a DC Go book, so I'm wondering if that's also a DC Go, just doesn't say it on the cover yet. Yeah. Because the next one's Harley Quinn in Paradise Volume 1. So there you go. We got Batman by Grant Morrison, Book 3, softcover, which is collecting kind of the end of his Batman and Robin, the last chunk of that, the Return of Bruce Wayne, and Batman 701 and 702. So that's basically just leaving a couple issues, and then it's mostly Batman Inc. from there. Yep. I think. So it's nice that there's a nice big set of collections you can get for that. Next up, Batman Gotham Adventures Omnibus Volume 1. So this is all the stuff inspired by the animated series. So most of it's Batman Gotham Adventures issues 1 through 42, plus an annual, couple of one-shots and things like that. But yeah, you've got Chuck Dixon in here, Ed Brubaker, Judd Winnick, Kelly Puckett.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't realize Brubaker worked on animated, like from the... I know it was in the animated series, but comics based on the animated series.
Yeah. I've never read any of these. I'd be curious to know how good that this stuff is. But this is only volume 1, so there's at least a second omnibus worth of this stuff. So very interesting. To put that together. Then we have Batman Night of the Owls Compendium, which is basically just an omnibus in softcover format. So, yeah, good luck with that spine. And then we got Batman the Brave and the Bold, the Bronze Age omnibus, new printing, or volume 1, the new printing, I should say. So just reprinting that stuff. We got Green Lantern Earth 1, volume 1 softcover, which I assume is a reprinting, or maybe they never did a softcover. Maybe this is them finally getting around to do a softcover, because it was a hardcover originally. But that's there. And then there's Green Lantern Secret Origin, new printing of that in softcover. And then we got Harley Quinn by Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, Omnibus Volume 1, new printing. So, yeah, just keeping that stuff in print. Then The Spectre by John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake, Omnibus Volume 2. So, yeah, it is nice to see them doing some of these, I say weirder, and all I mean by weirder is just, you know, not the big obvious runs. They're doing more niche runs, and I kind of like that. And then we got JLA by Mark Waid Omnibus hardcover, which is a lot of his JLA issues. What's notable looking at the solicit text, though, for like the contents, is that like it wasn't continuous. There's lots of, like, he did like, you know, issues 18 to 21, and then 32 to 33, and then 46 to 58. You know, there's a lot of gaps there. And then he's
58 and 60, and then
year
JLA year 1 through 12.
Yeah, so it feels very Frankenstein together in a lot of ways. So I've got a funny feeling that's not going to read like a continuous like run of stories. It's probably going to be more separate things throughout. So, which isn't inherently bad, but it's just kind of like you know, maybe a slightly weirder feeling collection as a result. But hey, then we got the Demon Volume 1, Hell's Hitman softcover, new edition. That's the Garth Ennis, Etrigan stuff. And then we got House of Mystery, Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 2. New printing. So it's interesting that even House of Mystery is getting like reprints of its omnibus. I guess DC are making the effort of keeping these things in print. And then Jonah Hex, Face Full of Violence softcover, new printing. And
then Gray.
Yep. And then we got Poison Ivy Deluxe Edition Volume 1, and that's the Wilson run. So they're actually going back to the start of this current run and doing the deluxe treatment, which is notable because normally that doesn't happen until the runs are over. So the fact that she's getting that treatment, one, it shows that the run's been going for a while, because we're now that long removed from its start that they're feeling confident doing this. But also just a sign that they think it's got a lot of you know, selling power and cred behind it. So yeah, so that's the first 12 issues, plus a couple of little tie-in things. And that wraps up the solicits. That's everything there. So there was some stuff in there. You know, we got a Bat crossover, a Superman crossover, that new Batman Year 1, or Batman and Robin Year 1 sequel. Like, you know, some interesting stuff in there to be excited about, for sure.
Yeah, I did not even realize that was coming. I had not had a hint that was out. So it's cool.
Yeah, no, it's neat. So it's instantly like near the top of like my anticipated books for that month now. Is seeing what they do with the next bit of that.